Okay, so now that everything is done being cleaned and drying, we can start putting everything back together. So, we'll start with the bottom bit. You've got your bottom piece. You get our two kind of goldish or bronze, I don't know, pieces that hold the screws. And we will put them into their little holes. Next, we will take our bottom plate, we'll put it down. This is where the chip goes through, and that's also where the chip goes through, so you just line it up and set it in. Next, we're going to stick the motherboard in, but before you stick the motherboard in, because I took it apart, we'll want to get this piece back on, knowing the right orientation by seeing where this screw hole is, so that way we can line it up with this chip piece here. Flip it around, and hopefully if you did take this apart, you either remember where the screws go, or you laid them out so that way you can see where they went. Just gonna get it to balance there. Okay, so I have them kind of lined up. I'll try to tell you where they go. So there are two of the bronze ones down here at the bottom. There are going to be two at the top as well, two of the bronze ones. Okay, so you should have two more bronze, well, one more of the bronze ones that just have the one kind of lock washer in it. It's going to go, there's these two left. It's going to go in this one. And the silver screw is going to go in the left hole closest to the power. And the last screw you should have, like this, is going to have a washer and another lock bit. And that's going to go in the chip here. Okay, there you go. So that's this reassembled. There's this back hole, that's for all the inputs. Just gonna stick that in. Okay, so next what we're going to want to do, we'll want to grab our game reader. I do not think there is a orientation for this. It looks pretty symmetrical, and well, yeah, just pretty symmetrical to me. So we're just gonna make sure it's lined up horizontally and just kind of gently push it down. Okay, so to put the controller port back together, you'll need this, and your plastic piece you'll want to stick in your little kind of translucenty bit here. You want to put it on. You actually probably, yeah, it's easier. You put the plastic piece in here. Oops. You put the plastic piece in here, then you're able to fit it over the top and nice and easily push down, get all four snaps in. Then you're going to thread this bit through all the way, just like so. Let's see if this plate is going to get in the way. It is. Okay, so we won't actually connect it back right now. So we will put this all back together, get our other shield. This hole here is going to go over this connection point. This circle is going to go where the power button goes, or the reset button, I mean. It should go all the way down. You should have to push this side in because it's got little clips that go into the game reader. We will get all of our screws, which should be, these ones here. 4 silver ones, 5 of the bronze ones. So 2 of the bronze ones will go down here. And we'll get 2 of our silver ones, and we'll put them here. So we'll want to grab our power switch. There are 2 holes here, well, total of 4, but 2 different kinds. There's big ones and small ones. The small ones go over these little tips. And the big ones go where the screw is going to go. I think you'll want it to just go behind here and plug it in. The red or the positive is going to be closest to the back of the console. And then, if I remember correctly, okay, so one of these screws, silver screws, is going to go down here where the ports are, and the other one is going to go on the other side. Then one of the bronze-ish screws is going to go down here, and then we'll put the sound chip in. Make sure these two line up. You can use the screw holes to make sure you got it. Use the last two bronze screws on these two corners. Okay, now we'll flip it back around, stick our controller port in. The LED goes over to where the hole is cut out for it. We'll just kind of plop it here. Line this up. Carefully push the ribbon cable in. You won't want to push straight down on the bend because that might crease it and wreck it. Just gently wiggle it back and forth until it's down. Okay, we are there. Okay. So we got our eject lever. We will want to hold it as if it's going in. Stick this almost all the way through, or all the way through-ish. We will get our big spring. So it looks like there's a long end and a short end. I believe the long end goes in the hole down there. Yes, it does. Okay, so there's a little hole down here. I don't know if you can see that right down here. Yep, right here. The long end of the spring goes in there. Let's try to get it to stay. And the other end, there's a little kind of tooth thing here. Okay, we put the bottom part in, put the top part of the spring into the plastic piece. Then we stick the L bit in, line it up with the spring, and then push it back into the plastic, push it in, and push this down, and that should be your eject button done. So then we can set this off to the side, and now we can assemble the top half. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together the little flap door. We're going to get our small kind of spring here with the little arm right there. First what we're going to do is we're going to put this piece in because it's what's going to hold the spring where we want it to. The kind of curved edge goes towards where the cartridge is going to go in, I believe. Nope, that's backwards, I am sorry. It is going to go the other way around. So the nice smooth edge is going to go towards the back of the console. We're just going to line it up and push it in and it'll click. Should be nicely in. Okay, now we are going to take our spring. We're going to put the short side here. Let me remember kind of how it goes. If I remember correctly, it goes like such. It does in fact do. Okay, so we're going to have our little door upside down for right now. We're going to take the short side and we're going to put it on top the inside of the door, kind of push the spring in so it's like that. We're going to have the kind of curved bit come out the top. You're going to bend the curved bit down, just push it so that way the spring gets some tension. You're going to stick it. So there's this little kind of cut out. Let's see, do I have something small? Okay. There's this little cut out bit here. And the spring is going to go in this side of it. So it's going to be over, if you're looking at it like I am, it's going to be on the right with the back of the console towards me. You're just going to slide it in like that and leave it. that is your flappy door. Of course, don't test the flappy door too much because right now it's not actually held in place. So, next what we're going to do is we're going to stick these white pieces in. So you're going to look at the console and there's going to be an RE and a PO. The RE stands for reset, the PO stands for power. The reset side, or the left side, is going to have the white piece that has the hook on it. And the hook is going to face towards the front of the console, towards this box where the controllers go. This is the power box bit, and it's going to go just like this. Both of these shapes have a smaller kind of rectangle-y bit facing towards the controllers, with the bigger kind of rectangle facing that way. Also, there's this little rectangle cut out here, and that's for the square bit, which goes around the switch itself. We're going to get our respective switches. The reset switch, you can take this one out, I guess, for now, and flip it over. Keep this in place. Make sure the reset is facing upwards, although I don't think there's a way you can mess it up. It's going to click in. You're just going to fit it together and push down a little bit. Just push it together. Or be really bad at pushing things together and not make it go first time. There we go. Ouch. Okay, so click it together. Reset should be on the right when you're done. Power on the left. When you have it upside down, it should be the other way around. Stick the power button, power switcher in. Take your power switch, make sure it's up, right side up, well, facing the correct direction, although I don't think it matters because you can't put it in the other way anyway because of these little question marky looking things. Okay, so you have those in now. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to put this little bit together. It's one piece, and we should be okay. So you're going to look here, and it's going to look like an American kind of power switch. With the two plugs here and the ground at the bottom. There'll be two clips here and a screw hole, I believe. I don't remember, or a button-y thing. I don't know. All you're going to do is you're going to line that up, push it in, push it all the way to the bottom, let it click in, just like so. Okay, you're going to take your little spring and you're going to stick it on the gray hook right here. Just stick it on there, one side on there. Then you're going to set it into place. You're going to take something small, like maybe a flathead screwdriver or a fingernail or something, and you're just going to try to get it around. It might be easier if you stab the spring, but you're going to try to get it around this little white hook. Which is very kind of difficult for me for whatever reason. Oh, you know what? If I use a toothpick, that'd probably be a lot easier. There. Okay. So just kind of get it around, so that way your reset switch is springy. I'm gonna keep this down because it wants to, fall apart. We are going to take our Super Nintendo logo. If you're gonna flip it over, make sure you hold onto this piece because it is not screwed in. You're just going to set it on top. There's really no wrong way to put this in because it's basically physically impossible to. Just let it slide in nicely, flip it back over, and now we're going to screw some things in. So, some of the first screws we are going to screw in are going to be down here. This is just going to slide in. You can just stick it down in here and kind of fiddle with it until it goes in, just like so. We're going to set this here. Next, we're going to get one of the bronze screws, this special little washer that you need. Stick it in right here. Okay, so there are 5 more screws. 2 down here. 1 here in the center. And then flipping it around so I can see, there are 2 more down here. Alright, there you go. That's the top half assembled. You should, well, I mean, if you turn the power switch off, you should be able to use this little flap. Reset button should spring. This should move forward. If this is forward, this should not be able to open. Or if it's open, you should be able to see that peek through. Awesome. Okay, now to the full assembly. Alright, now that we have everything assembled, we'll be able to put everything really back together. Okay, so you line up the eject button with the top bit of the console. Just set it right on top. Make it fit together. There we go. Flip it over. If you want, you may now put in this access port. You can actually really put it in whenever you want to. It just needs to go in at some point unless you want to attach something. I don't really know what goes there. You want to get your game bit screwdriver, get your last 6 screws, and screw it back together. There you go, that's the console done. Perfect. So, next we will move on to the controller. Okay, so after a night of both their broken pieces setting and everything being cleaned, we are back, and now we're going to assemble everything. So, oops, okay. First thing you want to do, so you want to put all your buttons in. So D-pad goes in there, start and select just goes in. I do not think there is an orientation for it. There is not, so just kind of plop it in there. Okay, so these buttons go in special spots. So apparently I think, or I don't know, there might be 2 versions of this. The one that I have, which just has the purple and the lavender buttons, or one that has yellow, green, red, and blue in it. But either way, it tells you on here where everyone goes. If you don't remember, it says red, blue, green, yellow, and then these 2 are lavender, these 2 are purple, depending on which one you have. So I will put in the purple ones, and only one of the buttons will fit. As you can see, this one doesn't actually fit in any orientation, so it's going to be the other one. And you want to line it up with all the little, like the actual divots in the back piece of the plastic. That's where these thick arms are going to go. The small little divot is just going to fit wherever. This one's going to go down here. Okay, now the lavender ones, same thing here. There you go. Okay, so once you have those in, you'll be able to put the membranes in. So I'm going to put this one in first, actually, because, you know, it'll be easier for me to see which one everything goes on. Okay, so it's going to go here. Okay, so the hole is in the bottom left. That's where you want to put everything. It should be nice and flat. Next, you'll be able to take the motherboard, just kind of set it on top, push it in, make sure these 2 bits are in. Now, with this, all you want to do is get it between these 2 pillars, down, around, and up and out. That's where the cord's going to want to go, so just like that. Okay, next, what we don't want to forget, we want to slip in these membranes here. Doesn't matter which one goes where. The one labeled R will go over here, the one labeled L will go over here, and there you go. I'm actually going to quickly clean these screw holes because the toothbrush didn't get them and they're still dirty. Okay, so once you got that together, we will just get our screws and put them in. Last, I'll put in the screw that had the broken plastic in it because I don't trust it completely. And I just want everything to be in first. So, again, just like the console, I am loosening the screw until the threads click, and then I'm tightening it. That way you can, just in case you need to take it apart again, you can, it just makes it so it lasts longer. That way you don't have to duct tape together your controller once the screws are all stripped, or the plastic is. Cat just had a spin out. That's nice. Well, there you go. That is the controller all back together. You can test the buttons. Hopefully they click. These don't click very much, but I didn't test it before. Okay, well, that is both the console and the controller completely cleaned. So, taken apart, cleaned, everything. So, yeah, so I hope it, if you're doing it yourself, it worked out for you, or you just enjoy watching a bunch of dirty consoles become clean. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.